Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of CookieCast. Today on CookieCast it's the Darkest Timeline podcast. So we've got games, movies, TV, something from the week. That's maybe about it. I think there's some working out stuff in this one. Before we get started, while I've got your fresh ears, please do consider like, share, subscribe, comment, and if you've got a spare couple of minutes, you could do us a favour and leave us a lovely review. Tell us all how great the podcast is. Right, let's get cracking. So here we go. This is CookieCast, the Darkest Timeline podcast. Hello. How you doing? Are you alright? How's your week? How's your weekend? How's life treating you? Well? Good. Unless you said badly and then that's not good. I am very tired. It's been a busy week. Certainly a busy few days. It's Bank Holiday Monday today. Which in some reality, some galaxy far, far away from here, that would be a nice relaxing time. But I've done 10,000 steps by 12 o'clock today. So, let's get into the week that was. Literally loads, which can only mean that it'll be like a half-hour podcast. Always the way. So, we're going to go back to last Wednesday. Been some very strange things going on. Last Wednesday, I took my youngest to dancing, and sitting on the chair waiting for the dancing to start, and all of a sudden I got super dizzy. So dizzy that I thought I was going to fall off the chair at one point. And then this carried on for a while. I was getting a bit concerned. I was like, what if this had happened while I was driving, sort of concern. And just couldn't work it out. And then over the course of that day, the next day, this dizziness. And then over another day and another couple of days, all these various things started happening. Like this insane head pressure. I kept saying to people, like, if I mentioned it, I'd be like, I can understand why back in older days, people used to drill into their heads when they felt head pressure, because that's what it felt like I needed to do. It felt like I had this immense amount of pressure in my head, and I just needed it out. What was strange was, as time went on, I'm like, what is this? Trying to sort of clear this pressure from my head. And then there was a point in time where I felt like pressure in my temples. So I've been rubbing my temples. Then there's like, another half a day passed, and it's like, I feel like I've got earache. And then the next day I felt like I had a sore throat. And it was just this, for almost the space of a week, just this moving pain and pressure and just weirdness, dizziness, earache, all sorts of stuff. Just weird stuff. And then it went. And that was kind of it. And I wasn't sure if it was something to do with the workout I've been doing, or whether it's something to do with just some kind of like roaming pain or what. I think I've said this before. I think I've talked about the age that I'm at now. Anything like that, it doesn't take me long to get to. This is it. This is the end. This is how I die. Maybe it's a pick one of the brain things, tumor, stroke, maybe this is it. Maybe this is my time. As it stands, touch wood, it was not. So yeah. Just very strange. Weirdly, I feel like I mentioned last week about the work that we're going to have done to the house. Yeah, because I said about whether people believed me when I said that I was having a podcast studio built. So various elements of this have been a little bit up in the air. One of the elements was when the work was actually going to start, or is actually going to start. It was supposed to start in March, which was a little late for me anyway. When it was originally sorted out, I was hoping for January. But no, March. It's like, right, fine, well, you just gotta grin and bear it sort of thing. As I'm sure you will realise, listening to this, March was a while ago. And it's one of those things that, it's not like the work has started now, and apparently it's not going to for X amount of time more. And it's very much one of those, it's like just this quick succession of stuff that happened. It was, we've had a situation where the job we're doing at the moment, the person's completely changed all of their plans. We're going to have to push everything back by 3 weeks. So, we're going to push you back by 3 weeks. So how are you fixed for, start of June? It's like, okay, that's not great, that's not ideal, but really at this point in time, what exactly is it that we can do about that? All right, cool. When I say it's the start of June, I'm actually on holiday at the start of June, so it's going to be the middle of June. Well, that escalated quickly. And it's just been that for months. And I know, I can almost hear you screaming, saying, why wouldn't you just find somebody else? Yeah, that's absolutely, why wouldn't you just find somebody else? Because then the waiting starts all over again. And I think on average you're looking at 9 months to a year for things. So, yeah, let's start the process again. I was saying today, I was like, this is something that I have no control over. There is nothing I can do about it. But I cannot stress how angry and annoyed this situation makes me. And I know, some people are maybe thinking who've had major work done to their property, if you think you're annoyed now. But we haven't even got to that stage. We haven't even made it that far. So, there's that. So, mentioned that I've got this new workout. I was thinking about this, I think it was last Monday. I was like, I always write on the the tags for the podcast. I always put like running and working out and weight loss and stuff. And then I'm always like, oh, I didn't really talk about that this time around. And sometimes I'm like, I don't know if people actually want to hear it. And then other times I'm like, well, maybe it'll help somebody. As far as weight loss is concerned, that is not a thing that is happening. Weight gain, rapid weight gain. Yes, I can do that. But my brother-in-law, well on his way to being fully qualified. Put your teeth in, man. Fully qualified PT. Is hooking me up with the workouts and the running programs and things. New workout, and it's going to be a good one when it's. This one's really gonna destroy you. It's like, okay, cool. And initially, when I looked at it, I was like, yeah, this looks okay. Looks doable. I can manage. Yet I didn't think about the fact that everything's been doubled. Number of sets doubled for nearly everything. Reps. I was deceived because they start off low, in your 6 rep kind of range, working up to 10s and 12s. So I was deceived by that, even to the fact that I was like doing the workout and stuff, and was like, it's okay, it's all right, it's fine. And then couldn't work out why I was so tired, why I was so worn out, why I was so hungry. Hunger seems to have re-entered the arena. So I got... No, will I have started this last Monday? Will I have talked about it last week? It's a good question. Started on Monday. Okay, there we go. That one's done. Did a workout. Did it Tuesday. I think it was legs on the Tuesday. Couple of days later, was struggling to walk. Was struggling to move. And it's taken me nearly the full week to sort of admit defeat in a certain way. And what I mean by that is, like, I've not given up doing it. I've not, I'm not like, I'm not doing this. This is too hard. Admit defeat in the trying to think that it's, again, I'm not saying it's not doable, but it's not easy by any stretch of the imagination. I'm very tired. It takes a lot out of me. Like I say, it makes me very hungry. I'm usually hungry by the time I get out of bed. It's one of those things that it works on a rolling week. So like today was a rest day, but so far through today, I was already looking at what tomorrow's workout was to try and mentally prepare myself for it. That it's that sort of thing. It's that sort of situation. It is properly kicking the crap out of me. And I already know that I'm only doing this workout for a month because I've already got next month's workout. And next month's workout is even harder. It's got more exercises on. I might, I might not make it. I don't think I'm going to make it, man. I made an executive decision the other day. I am a man who previously in my life, years ago, would spend money willy-nilly. Spend money all over the place. Probably, some would say, live outside of my means by a long way. Champagne lifestyle, lemonade wages. And I got so far, and when I had children, I realised that wasn't really a possibility anymore. I'd been curbing things up to that point. But I found a loophole. I found this loophole where I realised that I could spend money on my children, and it was the same thing. It was the same. It had that same, I suppose, fix. I guess gave you that same kind of hit. So that's what I did. I bought my children clothes, shoes, toys, magazines, all this, and it was great. It was a great little system. I still got to spend money. I still got to be, I don't know what you'd call it. And anyway, then I reached a point where I realised this is not the way to do things. This is not the way to operate. And I am not talking years ago. I am talking more recently. It's a better thing to have that money there. I spend my time now going, they don't need this, they don't need that, they don't need the other. And don't get me wrong, my eldest needed some new trainers, so we went and got some, and that was fun. We got some trainers. I bought some sunglasses, emergency backup sunglasses. So there you go. However, I am still a man who I do window shopping on the internet. Everybody knows the joy of the basket. We all know and we all appreciate the joy of the basket. I'll pop that in my basket for later. And I think there are 3 categories, really. Category 1 is, I am absolutely, definitely never going to buy that item. It's extravagant. I don't have the money. You know, that's category 1. Category 2 is, if I'm honest with myself, I will probably end up buying this at some point, but that point isn't now. And number 3, don't forget we are talking the basket. We're not talking about online shopping. We're just talking about, I'll put it in my basket. Number 3 is, I'll just put that there for now. I'll quickly go and do this, and I'll probably order it later today/tomorrow. I believe those are the 3 categories. I am a man who has multiple web pages on my phone with multiple different baskets, with multiple different things in, that probably fall into the first 2 categories. I've popped that in my basket, but let's face it, I'm never going to buy it. And I've popped that in my basket. Maybe if I randomly come into some money at some point, I'll probably buy those things. Things like anybody that listens to the beer podcast will know, you know, every now and then I like to treat myself, get a few beers, place an order, get some beers delivered, boom. It's like a little treat for myself. So, something came over me the other day, and I was like, do you know something? I sit there and I get I get stuff in this basket, I get stuff in that basket, I get stuff in the other basket. I've got stuff that I need that I don't buy. Anybody that follows me on Instagram, which I can't imagine there's very many people, will know that I recently posted a picture of what my running shoes look like, and the fact that you could see daylight through the sole of the shoe. You know, that sort of thing. So you put a pair of shoes in your basket. It's like, oh, when I get a chance and the money and the inclination, I'll buy some new running shoes. It's that sort of thing. I got to this point the other day where I was like, wouldn't it be nice if just one point in time, just one day, you could just say, screw it, and just get all the things that you actually bordering between need and want, like useful items that you'll use, i.e. a pair of running shoes when you go running 5 times a week. that sort of thing. Some t-shirts, when you wear t-shirts every day. I love t-shirts. You go to the fridge and you restock the fridge with the beers that are in the box or on the trolley thing that you've got for the beers. And then once you've restocked the fridge, you've got no beer. So there was a day, Wednesday, Thursday last week, and I just snapped. And I was like, do you know what? Screw it. So I ordered some beer. It's like, ooh, beer. I ordered a computer game, a video game, ladies and gentlemen. We may or may not be talking about it later. I ordered, did I say I ordered some beers? I ordered some shoes, some t-shirts. There was another thing. Oh, I made a list. Beer, games, t-shirts, beers and trainers. There we go. I just did it. I pulled the trigger. I did it. All of my baskets are empty. I feel a little naked without them. At this point in time, like the beers turned up the same day. The trainers turned up yesterday, I think it was. And all the rest of the stuff I'm still waiting for. Oh, the game turned up. But yeah, like things like the t-shirts, I don't even think that order will have been processed yet. So it was like, yeah, I ordered all that stuff, and now I have to wait for it. But I understand, and I know how bad this probably sounds, but it felt good. It felt nice, just for once, to be able to say, sod it, let's just do it. Let's pull the trigger. Let's just get the things that we need or want, or and like I say, you know, I took all the girls out the weekend, and we, you know, got some trainers and sunglasses and things. It's like, I was going to say it's not going to break the bank, but it probably is. You know, cost of living and all that. Price of doing business, more like. We had a big birthday in our house recently. We're still celebrating today, and it was yesterday. Big birthday in our house, not mine, as I'm sure you'll be aware, but yes, big birthday in our house. Leanne turned, it was the big one, I'm afraid. So, it was very much, this comes back to what I was just saying. Very difficult to buy birthday gifts, birthday presents, when you're at the age, you know, when you're in your 40s or you get into 40 or whatever, and someone's like, what do you want for your birthday? It's like, I have no idea, because I've probably got everything that I needed or wanted. So this went on for quite some time, and then there was a list, and I went, cool, cheers for the list, and I just ordered all the things on the list. They turned up in one parcel. I wrapped them all in one go. Done. Handed them all out to the girls. It's like, here you go. These are the things that you've got for Leanne. And then I ordered. I didn't order at all. I paid for a Hoover. One of those exciting items for your 40th birthday. A Hoover. I felt like I kept trying to do stuff. I kept trying to do exciting things, birthday things. You know, little things here and there that were going to make it like fun and exciting, and no matter how much I did or I tried to do or any of that, it just felt lacking. felt like it was missing something. I was like, where's the excitement coming from? Where's the... It was strange. It didn't feel like a big birthday to me. It wasn't my birthday though. But yeah, it felt strange. Like there was almost like there was no excitement. And I was like, is that just an age thing? Did I feel excited when I turned 40? I don't know if I did. Is that what birthdays are at this point? All the magic's gone? Yeah, I don't know. For her birthday, she wanted to go to the Birds of Prey Centre, which I thought was good. Thought we should do that, which we did. We went and saw. We went. What was it? We went last summer. So it's been a little while. It's enjoyable. Problem that I realised this time round was, for like me, Leanne, and my eldest, I do think it's an enjoyable time. I think it's an enjoyable experience. I think it's fascinating. There was a point in time where me and my eldest were like, we know it's lunchtime, but can we just stay here and listen to them talking about the birds? And then worked out that the answer was probably no, because it was lunchtime sort of thing. But for my youngest and my middle daughter, even though there's like these really cool birds and like, big birds and little birds, and I don't mean big bird, I mean, big birds, and, owls and eagles and owl eagles and stuff like that. It's not quite the same for them. And I think because we've been before, I think they got bored. And it was reasonably quickly. So it was a bit of a divide. Like there was a point like where we were having lunch and like they just wanted to go and play on the park. And I'm like, look at all the birds that you could go and look at. And like, they just wanted to play in the park. But that's like kids and parks, isn't it? But I really like it there and I really enjoy it there. And there was this conversation about like some of the services they offer, some of the things that you can do outside of just going to the bird place. And some of the services were amazing. Like the sound of them were amazing. And I was like, man, I really want to do that. I really want to do that. Some of the stuff was like, that sounds super cool. So yes, birthday celebration. We went over to the lavender fields today. Took Leanne's mum. I know that Leanne and Leanne's mum, it's a very special place for them and they enjoy it very much. Amazing views. Youngest got to have a run around and stuff. A little bit of a surprise situation this afternoon. Arranged I don't know what you'd call it, a surprise gathering. Did not go off without a hitch, unfortunately. But I think it worked out at the end. There's only so much you can do with these things, I suppose. So there's the week. Now I hear you ask, what entertainment stuff have we got this week, Mr. Cook? Well, let me tell you. Because there's a shed load of it. Couple of TV shows. I watched and finished Final Space. Was annoyed / really annoyed when a friend of mine informed me that the show had been cancelled. This was before I finished it. And I was like, okay, well, where I am in it and where between here and the end. They could easily wrap this up. However, when I looked it up, they had been told they had another series. And I was like, that doesn't sound good. And in fact, they did not get another series. So, when you get to the last episode of Final Space, and it's got a massive cliffhanger, and there isn't going to be any more of it, you're like, are you kidding me? What? So yes, humongous cliffhanger. It's a very enjoyable show. I enjoyed it. I really liked it. I think I said last week that I was watching it and that the episodes just absolutely fly by. But yes, we're apparently not getting an end to that series, so that's fun. Myself and Leanne have been between series / movies. So flicking through Netflix, and I jokingly said to her, "Oh, let's watch Spaced," because it's been probably 10, 15 years or something since we watched it. And like I said it jokingly, and she was like, "Yeah, go on then. Let's see if it's still as good as it was." The answer is yes, it is. It's still very good. And that was my worry. My worry was that it wouldn't be. Interestingly enough, watched an episode this evening, and some of the content in that episode has not aged very well. What would probably be an acceptable thing to say back in 1998, to a degree, I'm not condoning anything, absolutely is not okay to say in this day and age. Certain things that happen in certain episodes, again, would not be considered to be okay in this day and age. I've had a bit of a movie fest. 3 films. All new ones, if you can believe that. First movie I watched was Peanut Butter Falcon. A film that I've been really wanting to see for quite some time. I wanted to see it, I saw trailers for it when it was coming out. And I was like, that looks cool. I fancy a slice of that. Shia LaBeouf after the craziness, shall we say, and Dakota Johnson, a couple of other people. There's the main character. There's got some wrestlers in. Mick Foley, Jake the Snake Roberts. Guy that played, the only thing I could think of him from was he was Sandman in the Spider-Man, in the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans, and in the more recent one. Spoilers, by the way. So it's got a Down syndrome lad in, and I do not know his name, unfortunately. I could look it up. John Bernthal is in it, but only in flashbacks. But that is part of the story. I can't see the keyboard. I feel that I should make the effort to... Right. Oh, yeah, that's interesting. It's actually called The Peanut Butter Falcon. So there you go. The Peanut Butter Falcon. And the young man's name, Zach Sagan. I'll just have a look and see if he has been in much. He's been in a few things. Peanut Butter Falcon. Most of them have been after Peanut Butter Falcon. and a lot of stuff he played himself. So yes. Now the reason I wanted to see it was I thought it looked like quite a nice film. Story of a young Down syndrome boy who decides that he wants to escape his life and go on like cross-country adventure to make his way to a wrestling school. The key here is that he's learnt about the wrestling school from VHS tapes. So, as I've said to anybody that I've described this film to, you can kind of guess where that's going. He meets Shia LaBeouf's character, who is like a small-time criminal who, at the point in time that they come in contact, is kind of on the run to a degree. He's on the run from people, not necessarily the law. And Dakota Johnson is Zach is the character's name. It's like his carer, kind of, but also works in a old people's home, which is where they're keeping Zach. I thoroughly enjoyed this film. I think I always knew I was going to. I think I always knew that I was going to enjoy this film because it looked really good. It's a super nice film. It's a film with a massive heart. It's just an enjoyable watch from start to finish. The relationship between Shia LaBeouf and Zach, got Sagan, was it? Their chemistry, their dynamic, their characters work really well together. And then there's like the introduction of the female character, introduced at the beginning, and then is sort of in it. Like I say, John Bernthal appears in various flashbacks. It was just a really nice film. It was a really enjoyable watch. It was a feel-good movie, and I felt good having watched it. I enjoyed that. Moving on to Lone Survivor. This is a film that has been on my radar for a long time. There are some things out there. There are some times where you just can't cross the finish line with certain things. And I knew that I wanted to watch it. I knew I was going to watch it. I just didn't know when I was going to come round to watching it. And there are times when I have available time to slot a movie in. So I think it was maybe Saturday night. I was like, movie time, what are we watching? And I was like, do you know what? That movie has been on my to-watch list for far too long now, so let's tick it off the list. Mark Wahlberg, main character. I was going to try and avoid doing this, but one of the other main characters, the only thing I know him from, even though I know he's been in loads of things, he was Gambit in the X-Men. But he was also in Battleships Now Then. Oh, in fact, I can just look that up. Did I spell it wrong? Did I spell it? Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Is it him? Taylor Kitsch? Is that it? Taylor Kitsch? Is that him? Yes, Remy LeBeau. So he was in it. Do you know what? I should probably just go to the film rather than looking at other films. Why wouldn't I just go to... There it is. Lone Survivor. Okay, I'll just rattle off. Because it was like four guys. And Eric Bana. Mark Wahlberg, Taylor Kitsch, Emil Hirsch, Ben Foster, and the other, like I said, the other guy to look for would be Eric Bana from Hulk fame. I started watching this film, and the problem I had was I knew from like the start that this film was based on a true story. It was a 4-man squad, part of a bigger unit, who went to do this operation in Afghanistan to take out Bin Laden's right-hand man. And it's basically a situation where everything's set up and they're good to go, and they haven't got radio communication. And that causes a problem because they can't get the go-ahead to complete the mission. And then it just gets bad from there. They keep being told that in this base that they're looking at, there's like 200 Taliban. So they don't know what to do without communication, and then things go very wrong very fast. I say very wrong very fast. The first hour of this film, I'm like, is anything going to happen? It wasn't boring. It certainly wasn't boring. But nothing was happening. Nothing was going on. It was very, I suppose in a way you would say very tense. But I was a little bit like, is anything going to happen anytime soon? And to answer that question, the answer is yes. I had to double check on the whole based on a true story, because it was absolute insanity. These guys got shot multiple times. They fell down like basically mountains and just bounced off everything, and they just kept going. Unfortunately, only one of them survived. Mark Wahlberg's character was the only one that survived. I should probably say spoilers at that point, but it's one of those that you would potentially be able to find that information out in a different way. So spoilers, sorry, spoiler. The other thing being is probably watching the film would be the point. Very good film. But yes, very tense, very intense, very tense. So partway through of watching the film, I'm like, is this real? And I'm looking stuff up. I text my brother-in-law as an ex-military man, having done 2 tours of Afghanistan. I was like, oh, have you seen this film? He's like, yep, seen it. It's a great film. And then following on from that, I'd given me like a list of a couple of films to check out. One of them I'd already seen. I believe I've done a review of that film. The other one is a film I'd never heard of. Not even like a little bit. Not like, oh yeah, I vaguely, nothing. The film is called The Outpost. And he was like, if you like Lone Survivor, check out The Outpost. So, last night, I'm like, hey, I'm back in that position where I've got a bit of time on hands. I might check out that film that was mentioned. Now, this film was a whole different kind of speed, because about 10 minutes in, I was texting my sister and brother-in-law going, brother-in-law's recommended this film to me, and it's pretty good so far. Holy shitballs. This film is insane. I don't know how they filmed it. I don't know how much it must have cost to make. It was just bonkers. Unlike Lone Survivor, that took an hour to really get going, and then when it did, it was just balls to the wall. This was balls to the wall from the moment that film started. It just kicked off. Absolute insanity. And then it just got weirder and more intense, and it was all working towards this point where, like, they're all working towards this thing that might or might not happen. And the might or might not was whether, again, it was Afghanistan, Taliban, whether the Taliban are going to attack the base that they're at. Yes or no. So that's the thing that they're wondering about. Some of the names for this one, Scott Eastwood. Do like Scott Eastwood. Anything that he seems to be in, he seems to be very good in. Obviously comes from good stock. Orlando Bloom was not happy to see Orlando Bloom in this film. However, well, yeah, I was not happy to see him in this film, but it was okay, let's say. The other one that stood out massively, who actually becomes kind of like the other main character, is Caleb Landry Jones, who I remember from... he was in the newer X-Men films. X-Men First Class, plays Cassidy / Banshee. He's been in a few other things. 3 Billboards Outside, Ebbing, Missouri. A few other things. He's always very good, although I always feel that his sort of go-to move is he just cries a lot. This film was bonkers crazy. It was really good. The way it's been filmed, the way it's been made, it has a little bit kind of like a hand cam feel to it, whilst obviously using a lot of like movie stroke camera trickery. But there is an explosion going off in that film about every 3 seconds. So how they actually managed to make that film is beyond me, but holy shitballs. Probably one of the biggest things about that film that just blew me away was after some of the end credits, there was like these people talking like, oh, you know, when we came here we did this, when we came in we did that. And then another guy's talking like, oh, in my experience it was this and that and the other. It's like, so it was a real interesting opportunity to be able to come back and play myself. And some of the people in the film are actually playing themselves. They actually lived through what the film's about. And that is freaking bonkers to me. It was just like, wow, that's super cool. Unfortunately for my brother-in-law, I've seen him today and I was just grilling him, like, you know, about how realistic films are, how close they are to what they're portraying and stuff. His sort of suggestion was that certain films are very close to what they're portraying. So it was like, wow. From a game perspective, now here's an interesting one. From a game perspective, I've actually played a few games, which might be surprising, but let's get into it. I finished Horizon Forbidden West. I think we can all agree that that's a thankfully I finished it kind of situation. I think if you go back and look at the way that I've been reviewing this game up to this point, the end did not change my mind. It was super underwhelming. It's massively padded. It's more of the same, but not as good. It's just another big budget letdown of a game. I'm really stuck at the moment on, I think something I was talking about last week where I was saying, when was the last great game? There's been some more sort of weird horseshit today in the games world where Square Enix have sold off their Western properties for like a pittance, like $300 million. Now I know that's a lot of money. I'm not saying that's not, but in the gaming world, for properties like Tomb Raider, and they've got that Marvel deal where they're contracted to some ridiculous number of Marvel games, like 12 Marvel games or something, and they've done 2 so far. It makes little to no sense why this has happened. Having finished a game, here's the way this went. I saw that there was a game comes out the back end of this month. And it's a game and a franchise. And it's a franchise that I've played. And it's a franchise I've enjoyed. Which sparked me to remember, I never actually finished the last one. The franchise in question is Sniper Elite. And the game I hadn't finished, Sniper Elite 4. I was like, oh my god, this is an amazing opportunity. I can put that game on, because I always intended to finish it and never got around to it. I can put that game on, get that finished, get myself prepared for the new one. So that's what I did. There was a small problem. And the small problem was that I had nearly finished it when I stopped playing it. I had nearly a whole mission to do, but it was just one mission. And I did it, and I finished it. The Sniper Elite games are great, from my opinion. I recommended them from a friend, and I have not regretted that recommendation. So I was like, okay, what do I do now? Because that was real short-lived. So I was like, I'll start playing it again. So that's what I did. I started playing it again, like blasting through the levels, because you can just replay the levels, so you can keep all your gear and stuff. Not quite a new game plus, but basically it is. Keep all your gear, level up more, all of that. So that's what I've been doing. I was like, I'm enjoying this game. Blast through it because I know what I'm doing, all this. Maybe I'll play the third one. I should have a look and see if either of the other ones were ever available on like the PS4 or something. Turns out that there has been a remaster of the second one. So they're calling it Sniper Elite V2 or version 2. And I was like, ooh, interesting. Now I looked it up on the PlayStation Store, so you're always going to pay, more money for those digital games without boxes that you can't trade in. Makes no sense. So then I looked up on Amazon, trusted on Amazon, and they had it for a lot cheaper. And this was, as I said before, one of the things that I treated myself to. I actually treated myself to a game because it was less than £20, which is unheard of. Yes, it's a remaster, I know, but it's a game I haven't played. So to me, brand spanking new. I have been playing it for a couple of days, and I can tell you this. Touch wood, kind of. I like it. I'm enjoying it. It's a lot more condensed than 3 and 4. The missions are very much go here, do this, on the way, shoot a few people. So you set off and you go there, you shoot some people, you get there, you do what it asks you to do, and you don't even have to exit the levels a lot of the times. It's just like, yep, you did what you were supposed to, well done. It's like, okay, cool. It's missing a couple of the mechanics from the later games, hand-to-hand combat, and I think stealth kill sort of stuff. But it's still got the X-ray bullet cam thing that these games are well known for. However, it doesn't use it very often, which is a little bit of a saving grace. Like I say, at this moment in time, I am enjoying it. I will continue to play it. I might potentially end up playing this and finishing it, and then maybe jumping back to 4 and continue playing that, so that I'm nice and ready for number 5. But like I say, it does come at the end of the month, so we shall see how that goes. Wow, what a bumper episode. That is the podcast. Thank you very much for listening along. Thank you very much for tuning in. And if you made it this far, you are a hero, and I love you. And I will catch you next time. There we go. What do you think so? Another one done. Another one gone. Where do they all go? Thank you for listening along. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for just being here. If you want to leave your mark to say that you were here, you could like, share, subscribe and comment. And if you've got a couple of minutes kicking about, please do consider writing a review, because that helps the podcast out. You can also check out our website, thecookiecast.com. Got some social media links there. And email. You can email us, let us know what you're doing, and tell us when you're coming on the podcast. Right, that's it for this one. Until next time, I'm going to say bye, and I'll see you then.